Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Monday edition of Let's Talk Landmark, number 15?
Something like that.
I can't count
Yeah.
past that.
We've been jamming on this. Wow. Well, with us today, everybody, of course, my co-host, Tinma, is here. Welcome to the Monday edition of Let's Talk Landmark. Let me mute myself right there. 15. Wait a moment. And our special guest today, we have Cousin It.
Cousin It.
Say hello, Cousin It.
Hello.
And Xanthios. Guys, so glad you could join us.
Hello.
Wow, so today the big wipe is going to be the topic, and I think Cousin It is set. Cousin It, you still got your toilet paper? All right, and oh yeah, and not to forget Mech Monday. What a day that was! That was fun. So we're talking for a few minutes about the sci-fi stuff and what we're doing this week on the show. But guys, so glad you could join us. And hello, everybody out there in chat. Oh my God, it's Cousin It.
God, that thing was horrible.
Oh, welcome back, man. Everybody, it's Ferd Burfel.
Hey, happy Halloween, Merry Christmas, and go outside and take your clothes off and run around for a while.
Get some fresh air.
It's not Montana, guys. You're...
Oh my God.
Montana, or if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. It'll change.
I'd get arrested if I tried that around here.
Yeah, amen.
Well, what, for indecent exposure?
Inciting a riot.
Inciting a riot.
Yeah, laughter riot.
So this morning on our show, we toured Mechs. It was Mech Monday. Wow, it was so cool. So since Keynote is wrapped, everyone's been building mechs and some sci-fi stuff, just to have a big change of pace from the keynotes that we've been doing. And I was blown away. I could not believe what people have put together in just 2 days. It was just not only incredible, but fun. So I know Tinma's building a big-ass mech, and it's going to be great. Well, we got some plans. Pantera and I are planning an end-of-the-world raid, party, event, whatever. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We got a project that we're doing on the side, but it's all going to be sci-fi and mech based. We've got a big story we're doing. So build those mechs, guys. And we've got 2 places for drop-offs now. As Pantera's is starting to fill up a little bit, you can still drop off at his. But Ferd, would you tell everybody where the drop-off is?
For another drop-off, it's just a blank 9-claim space. Go to Determination Levy. Due east of the spire, just by a little tiny bit, you'll find that claim. Due west of the spire, you'll find the warehouse where we have all our stores. And just north of the spire, you'll find a place that's going to have 3 claims that are open. And it's going to have all kinds of different mats in it.
And the character name again is?
Well, let's see. You got Bag Lady Burfel, you got Farmer Fred, and you got Ferd Burfel.
Okay, there it is. And they can search Mech in the gallery? Yeah,
search Mech in the gallery. That's the best way to do it. Geo,
right.
Mech, Tenma, or Burfel.
Sweet. Well, that's going to be fun. Guys, this week, go out and build. Now that we've got the prop palette in the game, oh my God, the insanity. It's just nuts what people have been putting together. It's just crazy. Just crazy. So go out and build something. We're going, just long story short, we're going to work to make a movie, a short film for the end of the world, the big wipe, and we'll see how that goes. But it should be good. Xanthios.
Yes.
What are you building for this crazy end of the world mania that we got coming up?
Well, actually, I started building my kind of 1950s homage to, like that kind of high-tech, low-tech bunker with mechs in it. I don't know really where I'm going to go with that, but we'll have to see. I'm putting in a bunch of control panels and seats. And gonna have to.
Well, what movie inspired some of your building there?
See, Dr. Strangelove, I'm pretty sure is where I'm going mostly with the older kind of. I need to make a reel-to-reel computer in the back, though. So
well, perfect for end of the world stuff. So
exactly right.
We had fun on your claim, man. That was fun. And Tenma, what is inspiring your mech build? Where's that coming from? Just out of your mind? The brain of Tenma.
Y'all said build mech. I said okay. So,
but dude, it's big as always.
You know.
Fred's gonna die.
But
Fred, if you need to take an aspirin real quick, it's okay.
Well, everybody else was building them with props and stuff like that, and I suck at props, so I'm building it out of voxels, and it's in its real rough phase right now, just trying to get the idea down, and then I'm going to go.
Whoa! I'm still wait. Back up. You just said you suck at props.
I suck at props.
Really?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
What?
That is news to me. I had no idea, man.
I'm not. That is the one thing I've never been really good at is props. You know, prop placement.
Do you find it intimidating?
No. No, it's just, you know, I just don't. I hate working with them, you know, like that. You know, in simple stuff I can do, but you know, like putting trees down and all that kind of stuff. But you know, trying to build a mech out of them, no, it's not my thing.
Wow.
But yeah, I started this morning around about 15 minutes prior to the wipe, and then by the time not the wipe, but the reset this morning, and I already had the leg done, and within the first 15 minutes, and then after it came back up, I finally got back on. You know that.
So you actually started that this morning.
Yeah.
You started it this morning. Wow. Yeah. So, what, 3 hours maybe, if that?
Give or take about 3 hours.
That's cool. Well, we're having fun with the sci-fi stuff. Folks, to go out and build some sci-fi stuff, make sure you tag it mech in the gallery. That's what we're going to be searching all week. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time with this to see where it goes. And it may wind up in a movie coming soon to a Twitch stream near you.
To an outhouse close to you. I mean, Twitch.
Ferd, are you building anything for this sci-fi adventure?
Yes, I am, as a matter of fact. But if I told you now, then it wouldn't be a surprise.
Oh, that's fine.
And I'd have to really say what it was going to be, and I don't even know. It's a surprise.
You, all right.
Himself.
Look, I'm still in the Lego building stage.
What happens to old people? You build something, you come back the next day, and how'd that get there?
Wait a minute. Who are you calling people?
Yeah.
God, all these insults.
Yeah, Ferd comes back to his claim. Who's this Ferd Burful person?
Hey, I can go talk to my wife and get insulted like this.
Did Zan freeze on y'all?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Oh, he did. Oh,
there we go. He died. He bit the big one.
Is he?
No.
For a second there, I thought he was holding a toothbrush.
It looks like it is.
No, that's his Doctor Who stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's his Doctor Who stuff.
I thought he was holding a toothbrush, like, hi.
Oh, man, I hope we get him back. All right. Because that was rearrange my screen.
So, what is the primary topic for the day?
Primary topic, the big wipe coming up. We've got the character and claim wipe. What's that? 2 weeks away? Less than 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's on the 29th, I believe it was.
And today's the 15th, so it's 2 weeks away. So we want to talk about what's going to happen, what the process as we know it is, and our recommendations for what you should do between now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, wow, Ozymandias is here, everybody. Cool. Ozzy is one of the founders of Landmark Explorer.
Awesome.
It was just a idea over beer and stuff over a year ago. Neat. Wow, Ozzy, man, awesome.
Fun how beer changes things.
Yeah. So let me see if I can get him back. Hold on. Says he's still there. See if this works and doesn't rearrange everybody.
Let's see. Some of the things that we could possibly look forward to in the update on the 29th. I guess I'll start the list. And, well, you're getting him reconnected. There he is.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the land of the living.
The first thing on the list is more achievements and achievement polish.
And that pretty much leads up to the new user experience.
This is my pretty little not feeling well daughter.
Aww.
Say
hello, hello. Glad you could join us.
Happy Halloween.
Sorry you're not feeling good.
All right.
You got the creeping crud?
Go read a book.
Creeps up on you, you feel cruddy?
Katina, no, Ferd is not. He has to do that on his end because he is literally on the edge of his window. Ferdy, you can turn your webcam a little bit.
Slide to the side.
Slide to your left. Slide.
The other way. The other way.
Your other left. Brilliant.
There you go.
Oh man.
It's backwards.
Hey, continue, please, Tim. The big wipe.
April
29th.
The first thing we have is more achievements and achievement polish, and I'm kind of wondering what they're going to implement into the achievement system. You know, like reaching level, tier 5 or something like that for teleportation or something like that. Each time you go down, you gain another achievement. Actually, mining certain materials.
We've been talking about achievements for 6 months. There are so many things they could do with this. What do you think they'll add rewards for the achievements? Like you get a physical item in game.
Honestly,
or materials.
I would love to see it where the achievement system actually had a reason for doing it in the first place. You finish your, the first little basic set, and say that gives you, I don't know, gosh, maybe actually implementing the creation of the actual claim flag into the achievement system. So once you go out, you do while you're doing your little bit of exploring, you figure out how to use the pickaxe, you figure out how to use the axe, and once you get like some of the basic stuff figured out, and you get that achievement, boom, you have your claim flag. You have to mine stuff anyway to get the claim flag, but if you implement it into the actual achievement system, it kind of reduces what you would have to have.
I think a great idea.
So that way you mine up, a certain amount of copper. Another material that's out there on tier 1, chop down, X number of trees for X number amount of materials out of trees. And once you reach a certain amount of each of those 3 types of materials, which is your primaries, then you get your claim flag. And you actually are able to put down your claim then once you get those achievements done.
I think it'd be great to get the claim flag as a reward
and
for accomplishing stuff.
Yeah, and that gets you rolling on it, gets you going into it. That would take the actual claim, the initial claim flag, taking it away from having to make it in the workshop, and actually you can make it on the fly that way. You get it, and then you can figure out how all this other stuff kind of works.
Well, Xanthios, what would be an achievement you'd like to see, and how would you like to see it work? Reward, no reward?
Well, I do kind of like the idea of the crafting achievements, but I always thought that it was like just crafting something was not enough to make it a crafting achievement. Like, I'd like to see an achievement. You know how you go up the the progression of building your tools, going from the base level tool to the next level tool, and the achievement could be an outfit that goes with that next level tool or something, you know?
Well, see, that's the way it used to be, is you had to earn those other tools. You had to go and make those other tools.
And you had to use those tools to go mine for the next level of tools that you could make. And I like that, and I wish they would kind of weave that back into the game along with achievements.
Yeah, and not that there's any old guys here on the panel, of course, but you guys remember way back when we had to build, we had to make our building tools.
Way back when?
Not the pick and the axe.
I mean, the things. Dinosaurs?
You had add tool, you had delete tool, and you had...
It was progression for all of that. It was nuts, man.
Was it heal tool and one other, I believe, and then the other three you had to make or something like that.
Line tool.
Line tool you had to make.
There was progression. We still got the progression on our website, man. That's
smooth tool.
Crazy.
Let's see, line tool, smooth tool, and...
It was nuts.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of what the other one was. I know there was 3 tools that you had to make. And if you actually implemented those into the achievement system, you get the basics, basic tools. And once you figured out how to use those, then it's like, ta-da! Well, you've used this tool. You've used this tool. Now you can make.
I want to come back to the building tool thing. Cousin It.
Selection. Yes.
What is the #1 achievement thing you'd like to see added, and reward that goes with it, or no reward? Got one.
To be honest with you, I'd have to think on that in all seriousness, just for a couple of minutes, kind of get an idea of what would be good for a noob.
I'll give you.
And by the way, for those of you people who think noob is a nasty word, NOOB stands for nasty, obstinate old bastard. Me.
I guess I'm a noob.
Welcome to Let's Talk Landmark, everybody. Oh my goodness. So back. Way back when the building tools actually had to be earned, and I'm so glad that they changed that. Now you place down your flag and you get them all, which makes a lot of sense, and it makes an easier path to fun in the game. But one thing they haven't done yet is they have not taken those building tools out of our inventory, and So, Tim, how would you do this? If you're going to take those building tools out of the inventory, how would you access them? How would you place them on your toolbars? How would you do it?
The way I've always kind of envisioned a change to the interface would be, instead of just having one hotbar, you could actually pull it. And as you pulled it up, you had another hotbar and another hotbar stacked on top of each other like this. When you first start out, it's on that first initial hotbar. And the first 7 slots are locked to tools. Or it automatically drops that tool on there. And
I want to give them a low-hanging fruit option to do that, because they really need to get those tools out of our inventory.
Yeah, I'm not for the separate UI window for building, because that's just going to mess me up, because I'm used to what I have, and every time they do a change like that, it pisses. Oh, sorry. It makes me a very bad person. Like my Q key versus the E key thing. It was ridiculous. Why couldn't
it would be nice if they would give us a belt slot back, where we could have a tool belt. When you put it on, it gives you that toolbar like Tenma is talking about.
Well, that's still something you would have to get used to as a new player. And honestly,
one of the problems that we didn't encounter when we got started with the alpha, the alpha and the closed beta, is that we knew that we were getting into a game that was under development, but we didn't really get how drastically UI changes were going to affect us. And so because they've done this as an open development process, it's become an issue. They've got a lot of ideas for different UIs, but when they rolled one of those out, man, it torpedoed all of us working on the game. everybody. And of course, some people are producing a lot of great content out there that is going to be beneficial to all the new users coming in. And by changing the UI and the way everything works, it's going to it would make you have to redo all those videos.
I still want a modal interface. I want that. I'd like to have stackable hotbars. Once we get the tools, or if they're automatically given to us, they're automatically on our hotbar. We can move them around. We just can't delete them. That will remove the chance that you will delete a tool, and then you have to go and do that rigmarole that we've had to do in the past, where you had to go to the stupid box to pick up the tool and then run back to your claim, and then you had to start all over again. Ridiculous. Tools should be undeletable, period. Then you get them out of our inventory. They have their own little, I don't know, slot or something over on the actual H character select screen or whatever. That's where it should be, is where the tools should be in the character screen itself. It should not be on our inventory.
Tim, I like that. Ferd?
See?
You give it a thumbs up?
I'd give it a thumbs up.
Zan?
Well, yeah, I mean, I could work with that. It's something that I could learn to use. I like the idea of getting them out of our inventory. That's why I was thinking of a tool belt that you would equip, and it would give you the, tools in the hotbar. But when you go out hunting, I hate it when I'm out in the caverns and I scroll through the toolbars, and I'm thinking I'm on the right one, and I hit, I hit the number 3 key thinking I'm getting my bow, but instead I'm trying to smooth the jumper.
Well, you see, that's what I was talking about. If you've got a stackable hotbar system where you can just
smoothing the jumper,
where you can pull it and expand it, you would have 3 rows instead of just that one that we have right now. Kind of like well, I hate to say it, the WOW word, or the way they've got it over in EverQuest 2, where you have stackable skills, or skill tray, or whatever you want to call it.
Well, hopefully with this is going to come some adjustments to the UI. But this is clearly this is an issue that the community hopes you guys can tackle in time for well before open beta, so that we can all get a good gander at as this being part of the new user experience.
Yeah,
I want to move on to
scroll through the. I would want to scroll through the hotbar so that I could always hit the correct hotkeys. If it was maybe a control tab or something that could make you go through those bars really quickly, so that you're always.
Well, they have that. They already have that implemented into it with the up and down arrows, where you just click them on the hotbar.
Right. It's all mouse driven.
It would work the same way, even if it was expanded. You could have up to 10, 12, 30 different hotbars, however they set it up, and it would just cycle through in stages of 3 instead of stages of 1.
Wiki wacky woo, smooth the chomper. Is that allowed?
You have to go to the dentist for that.
Yeah. Well, look, back to achievements real quick. My number one thing would be for a reward for going around and visiting and interacting with, either hitting the like button or sending feedback to 100 claims, 200 claims, 500 claims. And the achievement being a cool outfit that you can only get from doing that.
Yeah, they could call it the Explorer's outfit.
I think it'd be perfect. I think that's a good look. We've already done the work for him right there, man. That's it. Ferd, to you, man. You got your thing. I gave you. You get 5 minutes.
Actually, you gave me 7.5, and I did come up with a great idea for an achievement. I'm not sure how you could actually implement it, but in all seriousness, an achievement, the builder, whatever, for the first time you actually build something other than, like me, a warehouse.
You mean actually mash some voxels together and make something?
I don't think that's possible.
Well, like I say, I don't know how it could possibly be implemented, but that's one. There's really nothing else I can think of as far as an achievement right off the top of my head.
All right.
But then, you know, there's a whole lot of things missing off the top of my head.
Indeed.
And in your head.
As Pantera and Devil would say, indeed. Oh, man. All right, so Timo, what is next up on the block there for the big wipe?
The next one is new user experience changes to make it more approachable and more understandable.
Okay, well, I think that's what all of this leading up to the open beta is really going to be about, is the new user experience, because when we go from open beta to live, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but now there is no wipe. There is no wipe at all, which means they aren't bringing the servers down. They're just having a launch, I imagine, a kickoff of some kind. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So they're not doing the claim wipe?
There's no wipe between open beta and live.
That's really going to kind of suck for the people that are just coming in when it goes live, because they're not going to have a whole lot of building choices.
Well, I suspect they'll keep rolling out islands as needed.
You mean closed beta to open beta?
No, I'm talking about between open beta and live. There's no wipe. There used to be one plan, but we read the materials now. It says no.
Open beta and live. There's
no wipe.
Because
way down the road.
Yeah,
but we're in closed beta.
I know.
When they do the wipe, we go into open beta.
So, in other words, they've got one shot at the new user experience. The new user experience really starts when it counts at the launch of open beta, because we're going to have a huge influx of people, and they got to retain them all.
Going from open beta to live, which would be the full-blown version of the game, will never happen. We will forever be in beta. I'm being dead serious.
Though.
Yeah, it's going to be forever known as open beta. There is no such thing, because there's always going to be a change, always a new.
But that's the nature of MMOs, right, guys? Isn't that the nature of the MMO? Any MMO.
This game is
always in development.
Yeah, this game is not like Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? It's not packaged and shipped. You know, that is a retail, or whatever you want to call it, where you get whatever they give you, and then they just give you an expansion or something. You know, that's totally different game. So,
well, guys, a new user experience. What? Give me your favorite thing. And you out there in chat, everybody, if you got an idea for the new user experience, something that's important to you that you'd like to see made part of that, let us know. Zan, Ferd, either one of you guys have something you'd like to see be an important part of the new user experience?
Get rid of the damn tutorial thing that keeps popping up every time you try to do anything. You can click it on or you can click it off, but don't make it, where every time I try to do something, I get this stupid damn thing pop up say, oh, well, you do da-da-da-da-da. It's like, nah, forget it, man. If I want the information, I'll look for it. Just show me where.
Well, they should have a tutorial icon that kind of is there for you to click on if you need it, but you shouldn't have to have it constantly.
I see a swirly. Okay, there we
go. Easy lagging out. Well, Zan, hopefully we don't lose you there. Oh, there he is.
Sorry, Island Network.
Yeah, that's okay. Tinma, dude, what about you? Is there what's something important you want to see done for the new user experience?
In all honesty, what I think would be pretty awesome to help new players, do away with the templates that they dish out. Set up a not even 16 claims. Let's say about 10 claims worth. That is run by the developers. They can always update all that kind of stuff right there on that claim. And there's a button, where if somebody's having problems, they can hit the button, go there, and there's like templates galore, kind of like Lady K's, a fast track to Lady K's place or whatever. And And basically they can find whatever it is they need and make a template of it. I think that is more helpful than having the templates in the templates section, and they don't even know what the heck they look like. They don't even know what to do with them. But if they see them in the world and they go, oh, that's pretty cool, they can copy it, they can take it back to Reclaim and actually use it. Having it as a template in the template window and have never used it, never placed it down, they don't know what to do with it.
Well, let me throw my 3.5 cents worth in. Being a person who just came into the game, I think it's about a year ago, friend of mine from WoW, her husband is on the team that is developing the PvP stuff. She got me into the game. I didn't know the first damn thing about using anything. And so it was, for me, it was all hit and miss until I got hooked up with Colossus people and started going around and looking at what everybody was doing. And people were telling me, okay, you do it like this. It's like, on the job training. So then I could go back to my claim, and I'll be honest with you, I've made some stuff that's like, whoa, I actually did that. And for those of you that didn't know, one of the things I made is actually going to be built in real life. It's my wife and I's new house. And
wow, that's great.
You know, it's one of those things that, yeah, you can show me a template, but it's like, okay, what the hell do I do with this damn thing? Let me see it in real life. Let me see it in action. And then I got an idea. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
My mom, you know, she went to college for horticulture, so she, you know, did the whole planting and putting things down on the ground and you know, the green stuff that I don't like getting around, you know, plants.
Green is good. Green is good.
But she had a program that, you know, she did like the schematics and all that kind of stuff. You know, we put these plants here and all that kind of stuff. She could, you know, like model a house and all that kind of stuff in there. But it took her forever to get anything made in that thing. To take someone that likes doing stuff like that and bringing them into Landmark and show them how easy it is to do that in here, and you have all those different plants and all the different stuff, and they can put them where they want to and run around the place and all that kind of stuff. I think that's pretty wicked. So Landmark is one of those tools that can be used for more than one purpose. Back in Alpha, there was a teacher that was teaching his students. I don't even remember what the heck he was teaching them.
Probably didn't want to either.
In Alpha.
Did you guys know about this?
That taught his students using Landmark. There was an article somewhere about it. If anybody knows where that article is, help a brother out.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know someone was doing that. I mean, I'm getting requests from my kid's school. Some of the teachers there have seen this, and they would love to have this as a tool they can use in their labs, but they said we have to have a private server. And of course, I chatted with Omid briefly, but he said, no, that's not going to be available until the thing goes live, probably.
Tanya actually said something here that she would like to have something like a hologram you can play that shows someone building certain things, so you could see how to make an offset voxel instead of going out of game to watch a YouTube video. The developers don't even know half the crap that we've made in this game, or how we have made these things in this game. So I do not leave it up to them to try to make a hologram for it.
And I think this leads right to Trelawnist's comment in chat. I think he's spot on. My number one thing for the new user experience is communication. Boy, really kickstart the chat interface and the comms, the voice comms in the game, so that we have more than just group voice comm and a perimeter voice comm.
But the
proximity, rather.
But
guild voice comm, or you want to, or have a voice comm for a channel. So in other words, Tenma can be doing some instruction of how to do something, and instead of having to type everything to do because his hands are busy, he can just talk, and everybody who is in his chat channel can hear him while they're watching.
But the now you don't mess me up. I can't even remember what it was I was talking about.
Sharp as a marble.
Yeah, I think that we need to have some way of maybe a central gathering point or gathering point for people who want a voice chat, a channel that's specific to that, like a general voice chat channel. I might be a bit much, but I mean, there's got to be a place where people will go, like a watering hole, something that attracts people to be there so that new players can meet people. I know that when I started as a new player, I didn't see people. It took me probably 5 or 6 days before I actually saw anybody in game.
I
saw a lot of places, but I didn't see the people.
General chat is automatically on by default when you start the game now for a new player.
Okay.
Us older guys who have been around, we never saw that change, but new players are automatically defaultly into general.
Well, we'll get to experience this right after the wipe here, the character and claim wipe.
Back to what I was saying before about, having a hologram teach you something in the game. They can set up small videos inside the game to show you how to use the individual tools to the basics.
And I'm good with them using your videos, by the way. My vote.
But the way it pretty much is, there's stuff in the game that, even developers don't know. We were at SOE Live, and they were, they got a question of, how do you make an inverted voxel? And they were like,
yeah,
they were like looking at each other like, what are they talking about?
And they're looking for Tenma.
And I'm like, I can answer that. But that's
true.
They make the game, but as for, the inside technical parts of it, there's a lot that they don't know. They know their boundaries, of what it is that they can do with it. But we take it to utmost extreme when you drop 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people in there, and each one of them are just pounding away at these tools. We find stuff that they would never find.
Just a goofy off the wall thought here. Now I can't think of the right word for this, but like a citizens review board where you take certain players that have been in the competitions and that are damn good builders and put them on an advisory board for the developers. Because you guys, there's people out there that have done stuff. Hell, I'll never know how to do that. I'll never figure it out in 20 years if I'm alive that long. So having a player review board or whatever, or a player advisory board, I think it'd be a great idea.
Every business that gets going out there has an advisory board of some kind, and there's no reason not to have it. I agree. That's a great idea.
And see, and as for the voice chat, as for having a global voice chat, it's been like pulling teeth trying to get a lot of people into TeamSpeak. And it's free. We've set it up, and it's free for you guys to use, but a lot of people don't use it.
We see it getting used a lot when we do the various shows.
Yeah, but
let me give you pardon the expression, an idiot's view of TeamSpeak.
Bring new players in.
Yeah, but even
TeamSpeak is outside of the game itself, which kind of makes it more difficult for a new player, especially ones that may not be familiar with TeamSpeak, to come in and use it.
But the one that's in game, well, honestly, it sucks.
It does.
It does, because I have to be facing you to hear you clearly. But if I'm turned this way, you get muffled. There is no option to turn that off to where you can hear them no matter where they're at.
Yeah.
And you need to approve the 360 listening.
That was something that we spoke to Dave about on January 1st, back when he was doing his New Year's thing. we asked him, hey, is there any way you could change this to where it's like a little checkbox or something? So,
I noticed on Devlin's New Year's broadcast over at Dave's Claim, everybody was using the proximity chat, voice chat in the game, and it was kind of neat. But you can see some of the issues. If you're trying to help new people really get a start, they need to be able to be plugged in to a chat channel where they can hear voice, whether it's a channel for new players or a channel for a guild. And they joined a guild. The guild, someone in the guild needs to be able to talk to everybody in the guild.
It is very difficult to try to type out everything that you're doing at the same time, but trying to show somebody, because you're having to stop instead of doing it while in process. And
well, what if they made some sort of switch or option that players who are experienced in game could put a check mark in your options that would make you a greeter? So every time somebody new signed up in your general island, you'd get a little announcement like, hey, somebody new is on Landmark, and it would tell you where they are. You could port to them and say, hi, how you doing?
They've got those in EQ2. I don't remember what they're called, though.
Guides.
They're guides.
Guide system.
That was something I had asked about, is if they were going to have a guide system, because I'd be one of the first ones to sign up for it.
I'll sign up. I don't mind going and helping people.
And
I think that's a fabulous idea. And as far as I know, they have not discussed this yet, have they?
And
okay.
I mean, I'm open to the public. If I've got time, I will be there. I might have to, hey, I'll be there in a few minutes, or something like that, but I'll be there.
The Landmark community is amazing, and I think there are lots of people that step up to really help out with this process.
One of the things that I've run across, and pardon me if it offends some people, is the attitude of, I don't want to look like a total idiot by asking what some people might consider to be a really stupid question. Well, hell, folks, I'm damn near 60. I've asked so many stupid questions in my life. I got 10 more to go. And if people would get over that attitude and that concern, God, there's all kinds of information out there. Tanya, I think she was one of the first people that I ever popped up and met, and she gave me all kinds of help. There was a couple others, and then I finally got connected up with Colossus. But
I think the thing people are going to want to, when they first come into the game, I think they're going to want to discover there's lots of community really quickly. So when they come in, they feel like, wow, this is a great place to be. They're not just coming to go build stuff and go explore, but they're coming for the community. And I think if they can accomplish that in this new user experience right away, then I think they'll have the hook that'll keep people from wandering off.
Well, to put in a shameless plug, Colossus is one hell of a good community.
It is. So I mean, I've got my own guild, and it's pretty large. But where do we live? We live on the Colossus server. All of our stuff we do is right here on the Colossus TeamSpeak server. So
and it's open to all guilds. I mean, I don't care who and where you come from. You're welcome on our TeamSpeak. I mean, we can set you up your own channel system, the whole 9 yards. That way you don't have to pay, for another TeamSpeak or anything like that. I can set it up right here on mine. If it gets to the point where we have to up the number of people, that's not a problem. It can be handled.
Especially if you want to do some streaming on Twitch for Landmark. Wow, there's a great community here and lots of people that are great at moderating channels.
And
Tina, Corain.
and I set up individual channels for all the streamers. I mean, that way you have your own personal channel. If you want to have like certain permissions set up on your particular channel, I can do that. Why? Because it's my server. I can do that. I have all the little tinkery bits. I can fix you up. So, but we have channels for all different kinds of games, and if there's a game that's not listed and you like playing that game, I can add it to the list. We've got people who play EverQuest 2. We've got people that play various different games in here. And it's primarily a Landmark group of people. And if you ever run into problems, you could hop in there and be like, hey, I'm having a problem. Can you come and help me?
Yeah, basically what we're saying is the ability to communicate with voice in the game is so important. This is going to be fundamental to the success of the new user experience when we go to open beta. So, Tenma, let's move on to the next topic you got on the wipe here.
Yeah,
and maybe pick something big because we only got 15 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to skip combat iterations. Because we've seen combat iteration after combat iteration.
We look forward to seeing what it is.
Until I see it,
yeah.
I don't think there's much of a discussion on it. So the next one is crafting consolidation and cleanup. I don't know.
What does that mean?
I think they've consolidated pretty good just by giving us the
prop palette.
Now,
a home run. You see the mechs that we saw made today? People have been making these insane mechs that before the prop palette would have taken forever.
We still have not seen a little box up in the top where we can pre-select six materials and have them up there. So I ain't got to go digging for them. Okay, I'm going over somebody's head because y'all quiet. Okay, 6 boxes. I can drag a material from the material panel up to these 6 boxes. So I have these I want to work with on a particular build. And it's like a quick click. Instead of having to go back into it and go digging through all your stuff, trying to find that particular one.
Really need that.
So, and you can have it snap to the side of the window and that sort of thing, and being able to drag your windows around. I'm still all for that kind of stuff. So, but that is something I'd like to see in the crafting consolidation and materials and UI type stuff. So,
we had something that you brought up on the previous show, Tenma, with your whiteboard. You were talking about the blend feature, blending.
I still got it up there.
Boy, if they can figure out how to engineer that, I think that will be a huge plus. But that gets into really detailed building. I think we want people to be able to get into this game and have building be easy to do, getting around the game be relatively easy to do, getting down to the caves and seeing how much fun it is to go adventuring by yourself or with friends. Either way, just as long as it's accessible, really accessible by new players, I think that's going to be a home run.
I'll kind of go over what that is. You know, it's a picture to everybody else, but basically it boils down to all materials are the same. There are no blending and non-blending textures. All textures are the same. If you want textures to blend between each other, you have a blend tool. And that blend tool actually will be like a paintbrush. You can just select it with your paintbrush, and you would paint in between the two materials like this.
So it's like smear, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just smears those two textures across each other. Now, this is great, you know, for a lot of reasons, because you have that problem where you run into certain materials that blend. You didn't want them to blend. And then you got other materials that you wanted them to blend and then they didn't blend. You know, it's like a back and forth type thing, and it's consistently a pain in the ass because of the way that the materials are set up for us. Now,
of course, for Ferd and I, smearing is what we did to other kids when we were playing dodgeball.
No, I was always the fat kid that got smeared.
Yeah.
All right, continue. Sorry, I segued.
But that's my whole entire interpretation of that. This way, it would allow it for the developers to be able to mass produce materials a lot quicker, because they don't have to go through this whole rigmarole of, we'll do it good. Do we have to let it do this? Will we not have to do that with this material and all that kind of crap? They could be able to produce materials a lot quicker, for one. As for world generation, that may become a little bit of a hassle. That would be on the Steve Klug side. He'd have to figure out how to get all that to work. But
Oh, real quick on one thing, Tim, on and Zan and Ferd, for you guys too, on the naming of materials. Would you guys like them to go back to the
Yes.
names they were using before the December 17th wipe?
Yes, I want them to go back to those names
okay.
that make sense.
I don't know because, to be honest with you, I was traveling from first part of December till the end of February.
When did you start Landmark?
I started it in March or April of last year.
Okay, well, they renamed all the materials, and the old material names to me seem more intuitive. Tinma?
I like the old material names because, okay, if I say the word cobalt, what color comes to your head?
Blue.
All right, now I don't even remember what the name of the new blue is, but it ain't cobalt and it ain't blue, so I don't know what the heck it is.
Wait, what's cobalt called now? Somebody out there in chat.
I'm pretty sure somebody is
Druidium.
the game right.
Yeah, hello. Right, thank you, Kendella.
I think of Druidium. I think of green.
I have no idea. The names are just wow. It's just too wacky.
But that's go back to normal names that we normally would use. Or
Indicite. There's Niacris.
Indicite is the correct one, and it's like, what the hell's an Indicite? Is that like indecisive? Or is that
I am not a geologist, okay? I don't have this stuff roaming around in my head. But I know my basic stuff, which is like cobalt and rubicite. If I say rubicite, you think of rubies. If you think of rubies, you think of red.
Yeah.
So it's easy to understand. And the old naming convention was a heck of a lot easier to learn and understand than these stupid new names that was put in here that I love the choke F.
Check out the names going in chat.
Makes you kind of wonder if maybe somebody just didn't have anything better to do on a crappy day and came up with BS names for stuff just to confuse the hell out of everybody.
Yeah, honestly. And somebody said, "Oh, these are the names.
Thanks.
These were the names we used over in EverQuest 2." They specifically said, "This is not EverQuest 2. This is not EverQuest 1. This is going to be an entirely new and different game." But they still keep dragging that crap back in here.
I think they were spot on the original names they used for materials.
I
know. Well, but this is well, you know what? We know they watch the shows, and this hopefully will be some great constructive feedback for them. There's time to implement some of the ideas we're talking about before we have the wipe. Big breaths. Find your center. What's the Timma? Next item on the list. Excellent. We got. I'll give it 7 minutes.
See.
Then I got to get my kids.
I'm skipping that one. New islands, new biomes, and large humans, all in one. Go.
Anybody?
I cannot wait for the more flat plains. I know the map is not going to get any bigger, but I do know that the islands themselves may take up more of the map, which is better. I can't wait for the ocean biome without any islands. I hope that they make one at least, where you have maybe just a sandbar that the spires are on, and the rest of it is ocean, where you can go out and you can claim in the ocean and build to your heart's content, make your own islands. That would be awesome.
Sandbars are good.
I can't wait until we see atolls and we see, volcanoes on islands in one little corner, and then all of a sudden over here you've got like lush tropical, like paradise or something. I'd love to see an island oasis looking biome with palm trees and coconuts and on the beaches and stuff like that.
And you can be Tom Hanks waiting for a rescue.
Yes, with
Wilson right next to you,
with a hat.
You are a coconut.
Eyeballs
thank you for
on the coconut, and I'd love to see that as a new biome, which is
space biome. Space biome, anybody?
A space biome, a beach biome,
we have
one of them too.
Do we have word on all the biomes that they're? I mean, do we know a lot about the islands that we're going to get yet?
Not really.
Still this under wraps. Okay.
Other than
they said they were going to take up more of the ocean area. That's what but it was very kind of an offhand remark that they made while they were doing one of their shows.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? There's a good bit for them to include in the next either workshop show or the next Landmark Live to talk about the new islands. Not to give it all away, keep it exciting, keep us in suspense, but give us enough.
Show us some pictures. That's all you got to do.
Appetite.
Just a snapshot.
See how excited everybody got when we saw the new pictures?
That's all you got to do.
Saw Domino flying around or swimming around in the new desert world.
You can show a picture and just let people guess. I like that better than anything else. Okay.
I think you're right on.
Scooting on, large.
Oh, I got one last thing on the the large humans coming. I hope. I don't know if the characters can do this, the character models, but a shrink and grow ability. So when we're building, fabulous, great thing to have.
There should be a Karen potion, or an orc potion, an elf potion, a dwarf potion, and a halfling potion at least. And all it does is change the size of your current character. It does not change your visual appearance. That's all it would have to do. That way you can be able to get your character and say, okay, this is their height. This is how big their door should be.
Height of a gnome, yeah.
You know, and that way it's easier for us to actually build for those races versus trying to build for something we have never seen and we don't know and all that kind of good stuff.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
Last one. I got a favorite to hit.
I'm going to skip over everything else that's on this list because I'm going to jump down to larger islands and continents, which is in the far future. This kind of ties back into the new islands and biomes. I'm wondering how big these places are going to get.
So when is this reference to somewhere down the road during open beta?
It says farther future. There are still plenty of things being worked on once we get through the updates above, but we want to let you know where the major focus will fall. Larger islands and continents are first on the list.
So
wow, okay.
Long travel time. Mountains, valleys, possible rivers.
Like a real world instead of multiple islands. In other words,
you have to have like inns and motels along the way, right? Like no-tell, motel, and things like that.
That'll show up.
So I wonder if they would just add these. I wonder if they would re-envision the islands that we get, or if they would make these as new worlds, new islands for us to go explore and claim during the open beta process. I assume that references to open beta.
Yeah, it has to be that they're not going to be changing the islands that we already have, but instead adding the larger islands and continents as new servers to go to. That
would be seriously cool.
I would like to see,
and I can see that as an open-ended thing.
I would like to see them taking, instead of multiple, I got to go to this particular, server. I got to go to that server and that sort of thing. You have a server, but instead of individual islands, you get rid of all the individual islands and you have a server to go to, and that's it. You have,
a seamless world.
Like each server is like a seamless world. That way everybody is on one particular place somewhere in that world, but they don't have to go all the way across the freaking God's green earth to try to get to another island somehow. It would eliminate all that kind of stuff. You're just going from one part of the area to another part of the area. It would force people to have to walk.
If it was a mesh world. But with voxels, I think that it would be too laggy.
Well, it's one of those leaps and bounds they're going to have to deal with EverQuest Next anyway, because it's going to be seamless.
Yeah, indeed. Well, guys, we got time for one last thing, and I want to throw out there to everybody here on our show today and to everybody out there in chat, what's one thing? Just give me your one thing that you want the most coming up with the big wipe. And I'll go first. I want 6 shooters and phaser pistols. Tinma, you're up.
Oh, God, man. One thing I want on this wipe, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I want bunnies to bash their brains in.
All right. Ferd, you're up, man.
Charmin.
Okay.
And
I won't even ask.
And Tanya. Mwah.
Wow! He did it.
All right.
Far out.
Since he did it, Tanya, there you go, baby.
All right. Zan,
Don't tell me
one
what.
thing.
9 by 9 by 9, or no, 3 by 3 by 3 claims. 3D instead of just 3 by 3, 3 going up.
3.
So you have 27 claims.
Okay. All right. I like that. Out there in chat, I'm seeing some great things. Miss Candela, EU servers. Yes. Yes. I hope they can make that happen. Wow, that's been.
I missed what I really wanted.
Oh, what is it?
Group claims.
Group claims. All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Done.
I like that. So I'm going to read some of the chat here. Critters wandering around. A's a landmark. Yes. Karain, the ability to add more add-on flags to make your claim bigger than a 3x3. I love that. How about a 4x4? Woo, that would be something.
Oh, voxel editor. Voxel editor.
Moving parts.
Resizable claims. I never thought of that.
There's an interesting idea. Wow, we could do a whole show on that.
Shrink it down and expand it out, and you could get big areas.
Wow, so we're getting a lot of people want the wildlife. Lots of people want the wildlife.
I tell you, I want bunnies to beat up. Bunnies.
Well, that's the only thing you can beat up.
So Karain says want to be able to stretch that 3x3 instead of stacking. That to me makes perfect sense.
Well, you have to put the claims together, but then you can just click on something that would say join, and then all of a sudden those claims would become one. So you don't actually stretch it. You just, whatever you've combined, you just basically then, whatever.
And I think your idea, it would be easy for them to implement.
Right. So because you've attached them, then you just say make, join, and they all become a single claim. So you don't have to cross claim boundaries when going around your claim.
Jonquil. 135, more customizable outfits. Yes. Wow. People would buy a ton of root claims. Yep, I think so. Miss Candela wants a cat. Dirt paths and roads in the biomes. Whoa, Tim, we've been talking about this for a long time.
Yeah.
That's been since alpha. Zombies. Zombies, anybody? Dynamic water. Lots of great ideas, everybody. Wow, fabulous. Well, that's Let's Talk Landmark, episode 15, the Monday version. Tune in tomorrow, everyone, for the Morning Brew. We're going to be doing more sci-fi and mechs. Go out and build your mechs. Get out there and build something.
And for all of you silly people out there that have hung in this entire time, Merry Christmas. Remember, folks, you heard it here first.
Guys, real quick, I got a hard stop in 4 minutes. Tinma, what do you got coming up this week?
Let's see. Tomorrow I'll be streaming. The day after that, we have the next show for Let's Talk Landmark, and I'll probably be doing some streaming prior to that. And then on Thursday, streaming, and then the Saturday, I think we're picking up kind of where we left off this past Saturday. I got kind of pulled away, so it didn't quite happen as a 2-day in a row type deal. But I think we're going to continue on with the Halfling Village.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Ferd, what do you got going on this week?
Well, hopefully I'll get to stay home and not have to go anywhere. But actually what I've been doing while we've been yakking away is I just put the house back up that my wife and I are going to build. If anybody wants to come look at it, it's on, where the hell is it? Serenity Hilltop. And I think it's listed under Bob Burfel.
Okay. Well, and he's got the big claim for mech drop-offs. So
that's
Levy.
Determination Levy. There's a 9-plot claim there, and then that's just to the east of the spire. Just to the north of the spire is going to be another plot with a whole bunch of materials. Everybody can have at.
So there we got Pantera. He's got those awesome claims where you can drop off mechs. He's got mech drop off there. But if you're getting too much lag, your system can't handle it, feel free to jump over to Ferds. Zan, what you got going on, man? What's happening this week?
Well, I'm just going to be finishing off my 1950s retro, modern, futuristic mech hanger.
George Jetson?
Shit, wow, I like that. And can you tell everybody about your scarf?
Oh, well, it's just an actual 12-foot replica of the Fourth Doctor's scarf, the one played by Tom Baker. So
the only Doctor.
I know, the only Doctor that was any good. The one that I liked the most. I just don't have his hair, but
they could not kill him off.
Hey, I don't have hair, so don't be saying anything.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. What a fun show. We look forward to seeing you guys here on Twitch real soon. We'll see you in game. Get out there and go build something. We'll come take a look at it. Guys, have a fabulous day, and I'll see everyone tomorrow.
Metallical?
Cheers.
I'll do that.
Have a good one, guys.
Geo out.
Yeah.
Ferd back in team. God, we're crazy.
Cheers, everybody.